Thank you, Mary, for that warm introduction and for your leadership of Michigan Saves back home. This idea, we wouldn't even be here talking about it if it weren't for the innovation that we have seen at so many state levels. And I'm so glad that you are on the forefront of the efforts in our state. You've really made a difference. To Reed, thank you for the Coalition for Green Capital's leadership on advancing important comprehensive policies that address both our climate and our economy. It's been an honor to partner with the coalition as we work to take bold actions to address climate change in the Congress. And I actually think that this next session of Congress, we're going to get some things done. Thank you to everybody who's taken time to join the summit today to learn about more benefits of green banks, to share your extraordinary wisdom and how federal legislation can help to support the ideas. And you also teach people like me new things every day as well too. And as I talk about federal legislation, I want to take a moment to recognize my Senate partner. I could say in crime, but I guess we have to be careful these days. In the fight, Ed Markey, who has been a friend for decades and has really been a champion, as well as another dear friend who cares deeply about this as well, Chris Van Hollen. These are two senators that know the importance of bringing people together and try to incentivize the kind of technology that we need to be able to get where we need to go. We've got our work cut out for us this year, and we need senators who can build a coalition around this idea so that we can carry it across the finish line. You know, the Senate can be a tough place, but I'll behave today. The National Climate Bank Act was originally introduced in both the House and the Senate at the end of last year. And it aimed to create and capitalize a new nonprofit investment fund to mobilize $1 trillion of private capital to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, offer clean and innovative solutions to all Americans, and spur job growth across our economy. Early in the new year, in the new session of Congress, maybe even before we have a new president, we will be reintroducing the bill with some robust updates and a new name, the Clean Energy and Sustainability Accelerator. The Clean Energy and Sustainability Accelerator is built on the Green Bank model. It's been tested successfully in a dozen states in the United States, including Michigan, and several countries around the world. It will help the United States reduce GHG emissions by funding businesses and projects that enable a clean energy transition, while it also prioritizes investment in communities in the greatest need and that are being the mostly jobs in the first 4 years, while ensuring that those jobs are sustainable and have strong labor protections. This really matters. You know, I'm very committed to EVs as being the wave of the future, but those electric vehicles are going to take fewer people in the plant, which is why we got to bring battery production to this country and be investing in battery production and creating the minerals or the source of minerals and mining that in this country. This is what we've got to do, create those green jobs we all talk about. It's an integral part of comprehensive policy solutions for a clean economy transition, one that heeds the call of the scientific and international communities to reach net zero emissions by 2050. The accelerator will finance clean energy and emission reduction projects across a number of sectors, as well as focused efforts on climate resiliency. It will use the proven green bank techniques to leverage private co-investment and support a clean energy economy without raising consumer costs, which is something else we need to think about. According to a third-party analysis led by the Coalition for Green Capital, An accelerator of this scale could mobilize nearly $500 billion of investment nationwide in 4 years. Since we introduced the bill, it has generated a lot of positive attention and interest. And one of our overachieving goals is to land some Republican co-sponsors in the new year so it is bipartisan, because I believe it's more effective when you do things bipartisanly. That's why many of you can help that are attending this summit. We can make our case publicly and privately to our Republicans colleagues until we lose our voices. But we need a broad, diverse coalition of green bank CEOs, advocates, industry leaders, and labor with us, talking to people why this can make a difference. And we believe it's possible. Even in my home state of Michigan, which has been getting too much attention lately, the Republican-controlled state legislature added an additional $1 million to help our green bank meet growing demand. And we've already made great progress advancing this forward. This year, our bill was included in the Energy and Commerce Committee's draft comprehensive climate package, also called the Clean Future Act. And after months of hearings focused on the best policies to combat climate change, it was included in the final report released by the Select Committee on Climate Crisis. And even something I'm really proud of, because we had to work this one, Reed was right there with me. We were able to get it passed in the House twice. First, it was included in HR 2, the House Democrats' infrastructure bill in June. And 2, we got it included in the energy package passed in August. We got more work to be done if we're going to get it enacted, but the fact that we got it through twice in this session of Congress shows their support for this idea. So as Congress continues to debate relief and stimulus package for COVID-19, proven green bank model policies should be part of these conversations going forward for economic and environmental reasons. We're exploring opportunities with the E&C committee where possible to push for this kind of policy to provide both economic stimulus during this growing uncertain time, as well as to confront a warming planet, which is real, which is a reality. So to conclude, a clean energy and sustainability accelerator, I really got used to calling this a green bank, so we all got to get these new words, would mobilize direct investment into clean energy and emission reduction projects. It would support environmental justice and quality job creation long-term, which really matters in this whole discussion. It would establish new green banks where they don't exist, and it would capitalize state and local green banks nationwide. It'll speed up energy investment. It'll build clean energy infrastructure, like electric vehicle infrastructure, which we desperately need across the country, using the proven green bank model as we set a new course to rapidly transition to a clean economy. And as we all work to find policy solutions to the climate crisis, we need all the leaders on this Zoom to use your powerful voices to help us make this a reality. Thanks for having me, to the leadership of everyone involved who made today possible. And may you have a happy, healthy holiday season. If we all watch out for each other, we're going to get through this current storm, and next year we're going to get this done. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Congresswoman. Really inspiring words, and really, really appreciate your strong leadership and support. Just want to check, do you have a few minutes to take a few questions from the audience?
A couple.
Okay.
It's one of those days.
Yeah, no, it seems like one of those weeks.
That too.
If folks want to put in the question in the chat, they're welcome to. I guess I'll use the sort of MC's prerogative to ask a question. What do you see as the sequence and timeline for House introduction of a stimulus bill in January, and how that will be coordinated with the President-elect Biden's own proposals that are clearly aimed at infrastructure?
So I do think that one of the first big bills that we will pass in the Congress is going to be an infrastructure bill. I've had discussions with both the Biden administration and our own leadership, and I keep getting my hands slapped and being told, hey, January 20th is still a long way off. But, and I think, I feel almost certain that this will be part of the infrastructure bill, which will be done during the first 100 days. I don't want to be quoted on that because then I'll get my hands slapped again, but we'll be working hard for that to happen. And the conversations that I've had make me think that will be the case. But you got to keep working it. Can't give up for any second.
One other question in the chat, and then we'll let you run. Have you specifically approached Republican colleagues in the House or the Senate, and how have those conversations gone?
So anybody who knows me knows that, I mean, I have one Republican I talk to probably more than I do any Democrat every day, and I have talked to him. But I think that, you're even seeing in the last few weeks, you have seen the auto industry status quo is not okay, and you've seen a movement towards electric vehicles. And nobody's now longer talking about if, it's when, and what's the timeline going to be, and what we have to do to create it. We are going to lose jobs. I mean, we have to create the new jobs of the future. And I also think that COVID has done something that a lot of people didn't understand: supply chains, and how our supply chains have gone to other countries. And we need to bring jobs back to this country. We need to bring manufacturing jobs. And I think that my hope is, and what I'm talking to people about, is how we need to invest in technology, innovation and technology here in this country, and create new jobs and manufacturing in this country to create new jobs. And it's about the economy. It still always is. And that's how, and this is actually, I think in some ways, a politically acceptable way for Republicans to support where we need to go in terms of cleaning up the environment.